Well, we're going to be talking about empowering questions. And these are questions that actually tune a specific part of the physical structure of your brain, the reticular activating system. Well, it's probably not physical. It's part of your mind more than your brain, but it is in your brain, essentially. The RAS, reticular activating system, it's like a lens, like a reticule in a camera, and it determines what you notice. Now, the reason this is powerful is if you want to make changes in your life and have a much better life, as we do, because we make these changes, we live this stuff. You want to make changes, you can attempt to do them consciously, and you can attempt to do stuff consciously, which is fine, and make changes consciously. But if you get the power of your unconscious mind involved, changes are much happier.
Changes are much happier. Changes are much easier, and they make you happier.
Let me just rewind that in my mind. We will edit that out.
Not.
If you make changes in your unconscious mind, you'll be happy because the changes are much easier. That's what I was attempting to say, boys and girls.
Right.
Now, your brain and mine is programmed to answer any question you give it. This is interesting. It'll go through your unconscious, your schema, your base knowledge of everything you know. It'll sort through that in order to determine what to answer you. Now, the interesting thing is your question can be garbage and it will still work. Your brain will assume the validity of the question and will give you an answer even if the question is stupid. So the old example is, why am I so stupid all the time? Your brain says, well, your parents are both stupid. There's DNA involved. Your friends are stupid. You hang around with a bunch of idiots. You don't
Your
exercise.
diet is crap, so your brain's not functioning.
And you'll come out thinking, I am stupid. That is a disempowering question that will tend to magnify your present state, which is a bad state to be in.
It still uses that RAS, right? That reticular activating system.
Yes.
If you're asking yourself disempowering questions, it's like resetting your attention. You're consciously resetting your attention so that after you're not consciously paying attention to it
It'll
anymore,
keep searching.
it's still sort of there running in the background. And that's the whole
right.
point of asking empowering questions instead, so that your RAS is constantly focused on what you do want, not what you don't want.
Exactly. And it's remarkably powerful because the question will tune your reticular activating system to find solutions from your unconscious mind. Now realize, based on George Miller's studies in the 1950s, 60s, I believe, he discovered that we typically only keep about 7 bits of information in our conscious awareness at any given moment. He called it the magic number 7 plus or minus 2, meaning some people as many as 9 and some as few as 5. I'm down towards 5. I can't hold a lot of stuff in my conscious awareness. So he knows. So he gives me only one task at a time. But unconsciously, I'm a freaking superstar because you are too, and so is he. Unconsciously, you're processing about 3 million to 20 million bits of information by estimate every second.
And when you say unconscious, that means
it's not in your
everything,
awareness.
like the pH of your blood, enzyme levels, hormone levels, the rate at which you're breathing,
adjusting your body temperature in the hypothalamus, all of these things, but not just the autonomic nervous system. All the information around you is being taken in, but you're not aware of all these things unless you're deliberately focusing on them.
Right.
It's that thing you say to someone, think of the color red, think of the color red, think of the color red, and then look around you. Red will just jump out everywhere now. Even though it was there, now you start to notice it. That's how the RAS works. So you're going to ask questions that will involve your reticular activating system, and it will start finding solutions and bringing things to your notice that you may not have even thought of before. You'll see something on a shelf and go, oh, that applies to my problem. Or in a conversation with a friend, they mention something. You go, oh, shoot, that's the answer I've been looking for. Now, we're not saying you're making those happen. This is how the secret actually works. I don't believe the universe knows we exist. But this kind of questioning tunes our reticular activating system to make all sorts of unconscious choices and lead us towards what we want, not what we don't want. So we have our present state where we are in life. We have our target state, which is what we want. The key is to ask questions that move us towards the target state. So we say ask better questions, get better answers. A lot of people get stuck on why questions. Do you want to explain that?
Sure. Why tends to keep us stuck when we're asking about a negative situation. Like Mike said earlier, why am I so stupid? But also could be like, why am I not motivated to exercise? Well, that's just going to answer you, and you're going to be focused on all the reasons why you won't exercise. Or why do I eat so much junk food? Why do I have insomnia? These are not useful things because they're not things that you want to keep.
And they're not going to generate an answer.
If you were to say something like, why do I love working out? That's fine because it's already aiming at something you want to keep doing. It's fine to be stuck doing a good thing. That's great.
That's a good point.
Right? But we're talking about now avoiding why questions on things that you don't want. So instead of, let's say, why do I hate exercise? It could be something different, a process-oriented question that gets us to what we do want.
Right. And process questions are terrific. As you pointed out, how questions are great process questions. So we're not going to say, why do I hate working out? But you could ask, how can I exercise in a way that is thoroughly enjoyable and effective? Now, let your brain generate answers to that. Because you ask that question, your unconscious will give you answers. And things like, this can be applied to all sorts of areas of your life. Start with a broad area, something like your health or relationships or your income or things you want to learn, whatever. These will typically be something called nominalizations. And nominalizations are nouns you cannot put in a wheelbarrow. So words like empowerment, strength, happiness, these are all nominalizations. And health is a nominalization. It is a thing, but it has no actual form. You can't put it in a wheelbarrow. So you're going to find the areas you want to work on. And we recommend you come up with 3 to 5 empowering questions.
In fact, I think it might be a good idea if you're watching this right now, pause it, pick the area of your life that you're going to work on and design your empowering questions along with us here for the rest of this video. So whether it be your health, your relationships, your income, what you're learning, all of those sorts of things, pick an area that you want to improve and then hit play and resume and we'll create the questions.
And you can pick more than one if you like. So take a moment. We'll give you a second to think this through and then come back to the video and restart it where we left off. But find the areas you want to change in a positive way. Okay, welcome back. So when we do this, you're going to start with how questions. So how will I improve my health today? We'll start with a typical example. Say you've been suffering with some low-level health, get sick a lot, you want to turn that around. So you don't say, how can I improve my life today? Because your brain will say, well, you can do this, this, and this, and this. It doesn't mean you're going to do it, though.
You want to make it not just possible, but
actual.
It will actually happen.
Yes.
So instead of how can I, we're going to say,
how will I?
How will I?
How will I improve my health? There's a starting point. But when? This could be, well, I'm going to do this and this. No, but you want to put a time frame on it. How will I improve my health today? Now, that's a great one because it's putting a time marker in. It's making it much more useful. And you're going to get 3 to 5 of these questions and set them all out in front of you. Now, when you've got them, you're now beginning to add presuppositions to make them even stronger. I learned this from another NLP trainer. And with some of my clients, when I was a therapist, this is the only thing we did in the entire session was helping them design empowering questions. You can do it over Zoom, you can do it online, and then they just start applying them every day. And their lives change. So what you're going to do is add presuppositions to make it even better. So we've gone from, why am I in bad health? Well, that's a stupid question. So we're not going to ask that one.
Will I improve my health today, this week, whatever the case.
So now we put in the presupposition. We say, as I improve my health today, now that's implying it's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
What else will I do to have a better life? There's a great one. Or as I improve my health today, what will I do to feel good about doing it and keeping the momentum going?
Yeah.
You're stacking stuff together here.
It could be something like, what will I do to improve my health today while enjoying an amazing social experience?
Brilliant.
And connecting with new people. Well, the presupposition there being you will improve your health today, but you'll be doing it in a way that also builds your social life. So if you want to add a couple of things in here, you can, right? Because that works out well with the exercise thing too, because people imagine things like, well, I want to be in good shape and exercise, but I hate the idea of working out by myself. That's boring. Okay,
right.
So when you start asking a good empowering question, you might go, oh, I'm going to start playing volleyball in an adult volleyball league. I do that every week, and I freaking love it, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So you've got your 3 to 5 questions. More than that is overkill. 3 is powerful. 5 is about the maximum, I would say, to work with. And then what do you do with them? When you've got them all perfect, they're how questions or what will I do today questions. And you put the presuppositions in and you've hit all these key areas. You now print them off your computer. Nice big font so you can see them in front of you. So you got your 3 questions or 5 questions, whatever. And then once you printed it, I recommend you laminate it. Put it in a piece of plastic. Put it where you're going to see it every day. And one of the great ways is if you shower every day, You can wet it, stick it on the wall, and it'll stay there for a while. Now, it'll also fall down.
Which
and
will remind
gets your
you.
attention.
Yeah.
You pick it up and you use them again. Say them again. And here's how you do it. Look at your questions, or you can have them on your bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth, whatever. You want to say them every day in the morning. So you'll ask the question, what will I do today to feel better? And and building your presuppositions. So you're going to ask each question, preferably out loud, even quietly, and then see what answers come to mind right away.
Couple of other ideas for you. You can use Post-it notes.
Brilliant.
'Cause, of course, the whole point of Post-it notes was it was an accidental discovery, right?
Yes.
Crappy glue. It was supposed to be glue, but it just works sort of well. So you stick your Post-it notes to your mirror, to your fridge, whatever. Also, dry erase markers. You can draw on glass with these. It comes right off. Piece of cake.
I didn't know that.
If you want to draw on your bathroom mirror an empowering question, do it. And then eventually erase it, change it to something else. But Post-it
Excellent.
notes are a good one. They'll probably, the humidity from your shower will probably get to the glue and it'll fall off. Then you'll have to put it back up again.
Whichever way you decide to. Ask them every day, read them and ask them, read them out loud, ask them, and listen for what answers your unconscious gives you. Now, sometimes you'll go through several days and your answers will be the same. But things will happen in your life. You'll start to notice things changing.
Yeah.
Your life will change because you're focusing differently and you're noticing different information. And then other days, your answers will be completely new and original. You go, oh, that's an interesting thing. I hadn't thought of that. Why is it working? Because your unconscious mind, with all its wealth, every memory you have, every movie you've ever seen, every book you've ever read, every conversation you've ever been party to, those are resources, and they're there to help you. The empowering questions will get to those for you. They'll get to the resources. So do it every day. Tune your RAS. Anything you want to add?
No, yes, there's one quick thing.
Yes.
So when you are asking yourself this question, Mike, should you consciously think about the answer or trust your intuition, trust your first unconscious answer?
Well, I think you know the answer to that one, don't you?
That's right.
You can trust your
Trust
unconscious.
your unconscious answer. That doesn't mean you can't spend some more time thinking about that after and adjusting it, but go with your gut, your first unconscious that answer, because it might just be something that blows your mind and surprises you.
Correct. Our friend, co-trainer, David Snyder, excellent trainer, he said the unconscious mind speaks very softly. It speaks first. You're not imagining it. You'll be tempted to edit it because you think it can't make sense.
But it
you'll
answers
doubt it, but it will answer.
Instantly.
It'll answer very softly too, but it'll answer instantly. Go with what you get and notice how your life improves day after day after day. I've seen people absolutely transformed by just doing empowering questions.
Okay, so let us know in the comments under this post what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, comments, observations, etc., let's keep the conversation going, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. And good night.